I'm heading out to run some errands today. I'm giving you a quick drive check-in and let you know what this week's vlog is all about. This week we're going to be doing kind of a reset vlog. I am going to cover some decluttering. We're going to do a second pass at makeup this week. If you didn't see last week's makeup declutter, go ahead and check that out. This week we're going to also have another recipe. We're going to do a nail experiment check-in, and I've got some reflections that I've been thinking about. So if you're craving a slow, intentional reset this week, go ahead and grab a coffee and we'll spend the week together. So before we head back home, I'm going to stop by Starbucks. I rarely do that and get myself a protein latte with sugar-free caramel syrup. It's my newfound favorite for the winter. It's been a nice discovery to know that you can get more protein in with Starbucks. Hello, I'd like to get a grande protein latte with sugar-free caramel syrup. I'm excited to get Starbucks. I haven't done that in a long time. I think this is an example of where spending a little for an enjoyable experience is worth it. This is my entertainment for Sunday. Before I talk about the month ahead, I always like to look back on the previous month, not with any judgment or shaming of how I maybe didn't reach all of my goals or intentions, but really just about noticing any themes. Do I need to make any adjustments? Do I need to leave anything behind? Acknowledge what I did accomplish and what is working and continue doing those things. So when I look back at last month, a few things really stood out. And what mattered most was laying a strong foundation, setting my intentions at the beginning of the year, creating that structure around my work and routines, and following through on my commitments that I had made to myself. And that includes the new area of YouTube. So what really drained me more was the environment, things like the weather and not being able to go outside as much as I like. And I love being able to go out on a walk today, but those sunny snow days are few and far between. But what did give me a lot of energy was positive feedback from people that I trust, better sleep habits that I've recommitted myself to, and continued improvement just in my daily health routines like hydration. I also noticed some growth in how I'm trying to be more intentional in how I'm using my free time. So that was a good thing. So another piece of looking back is a gentle audit I do each month. I'm not using a habit tracker currently, but I have in the past on different things. But to notice where I've been able to stay consistent with my routines, like working out or hydration or my sleep habits, or when I pushed past my natural limits, like when I stayed up too late, or what was the consequence of that when I didn't drink my water, when I did make all of my annual appointments, what will the consequences be of that? And just kind of acknowledging what I was able to accomplish, what maybe slipped through the cracks as well, or maybe something that I thought was an intention, but really it's not going to work for me. Just leave that in the past. So one thing that was reinforced is that clarity doesn't always have to be there to start something. It doesn't have to be there before action. We can figure things out as we're going along, and that's okay. And that's what I'm doing. So I don't necessarily always know the end goal. I don't always know if I have an end goal, I don't always know how I'm going to get there. But I do have the belief in myself that I can figure it out, or I can get the help that I need to figure something out. And so that's something that was really affirmed for me in January. So before we get into looking ahead at February and what intentions look like for February for all of us, I just want to pause and let you know I do have a little simple monthly reflection guide that I put together for you guys. There's a link to it down in the comments below. It'll just take you to a Google Drive where you can download the free PDF. If that's something that resonates with you, if this kind of activity of reflecting on the past and projecting into the future, what our intentions are, if that resonates with you, maybe you'll want to download it and use it in your own way. So for the month ahead in February, instead of trying to work on everything at once, I chose one area of life to focus on. That's kind of one of my overarching themes is don't take on too much at one time and feel overwhelmed. So this month I'm focusing on a major area of life for me, which is financial clarity. And why this came up for me is that, like health, financial wellness will support all the other areas in my life. It'll support my mental well-being. It will support my home and my environment, my ability to travel, my ability to do things with my friends and family, the ability to acquire maybe items that I want to include in my wardrobe or beauty routine that I don't already have. It also, most importantly, is taking care of my future self and respecting my future self if I take care of my financial health. Some of the things I want to do in February around financial clarity are to take a deeper dive into my spending audit that I did of 2025. I was able to get categorized all of the spending that I did across all categories, create a budget for 2026 based on those numbers, see where I want to make changes. I want to be better about having a wish list for different types of spending, and also having items stay in quarantine for a while I can practice some discernment. And that kind of brings me to the word of the month for me is going to be discernment. Really intentionally making a decision about where does something fit in my life? What are my priorities? Is the financial decision that I'm making align with my financial priorities? Yes or no? It's not rigid. I may change my mind. So it's just having some guardrails up around that. And some other pieces that really tie into financial clarity for me that I want to explore more deeply is the idea of de-influencing myself. What are some actions that I can take to de-influence myself from spending and acquiring new things? Looking at the global impact of consumerism, not to get too heavy, just having overall less stuff to manage and care for, and looking at what are the second order benefits of those things. Not having to take care of so many things means I'll have more time to do other things. And little simple rules like 1 in, 1 out rule, or having different credit cards assigned to different purposes, those types of things. So these are my notes for February and around financial clarity. And in upcoming videos, we will be able to talk about any of these topics more in depth. Let me know what you want to talk about when it comes to finances. What are some things that are maybe stressing you out around money, or what are things that you want to do with your money that you're not already doing, or what have you tried that's really working well that you can share with the rest of us as an example to follow. And that would be a wonderful gift to this community. We're going to be moving along. I have some other things to do. If this is something that resonated with you, if this is the kind of content that you like, consider subscribing. I think that if I honor this month with steadiness and take the care that it's going to take, I think I'm going to have really good results financially, because I like to say order creates ease and ease creates flow, and flow is what I want. I want things to just flow naturally and not run into friction and roadblocks. Not run into friction and roadblocks that can get in my way. I want to be able to go around them. It reminds me of that song, I've Got the Music in Me. When something gets in my way, I go round it. That's a good song. Hi everybody, I just finished washing my face and putting on my skincare for the evening. Tonight I went and got my hair cut, and I had a wonderful dinner out. We went to a restaurant we hadn't eaten at before. It was fun. So I've been thinking about living with less and what does that mean? For me, I have been a maximalist. I've never held back, more is more kind of personality. And since I downsized about 3 years ago, I have been decluttering and eliminating things. And the benefit really is just the lightness that comes with it, the amount of freedom that you have when you have fewer things to take care of. So what are your thoughts on, how much is too much? So one of the things I've really enjoyed over the last couple of years is thrifting. I went through a period of time when my size was changing and it required different wardrobes, and it was getting expensive. So to completely turn over a wardrobe every year is just not practical. So I started thrifting more and more, and I love it. Pieces are often new or new with tags, and that's terrific. I've also found some really cool stuff that I owned a long time ago that I always loved it, and then the version that I had was way too big, but I was able to find it again and buy it again. So that's a real sign that something is a keeper if you buy it a second time around. I enjoy shopping new fashion seasonally. You know, I like to pick up a couple of pieces, but I have nothing negative to say about thrifting. So one of the things I've been doing lately, if I see something online and I love it, I will snap a photo of it, and then I'll start hunting for something that's exactly like it or close to the vibe. And so that's been really fun too. I did that with an outfit that I saw and I was just, wow, it was beautiful. So I took the inspiration from the outfit, found pieces that were similar. Obviously, it's not exactly the same, but it's the same kind of vibe, and it made me feel good to hit the mark for less. So there are certain brands that I absolutely love and adore. They're, you know, surefire winners as far as their quality, and you know that if you buy a piece from them, that it's going to last you for potentially a lifetime if you take really good care of it. So those pieces are worth investing in, I think. But if you can find it secondhand, why not, right? So, so those are some thoughts that I have. So this week I'm going to be making a recipe that's inspired by one in Giada De Laurentiis's book. She calls it bean and escarole soup. I take it in a little bit of a different direction, but it's in the same spirit. So this is a very classic Italian type of soup. And of course, I put my own twist on it. So I'm gonna get the ingredients together and we'll be right back. So here are all the ingredients. We're gonna be using 2 cans of cannelli beans, a box of chicken broth, some nice extra virgin olive oil. I'm using kale instead of escarole, just because I wasn't able to find any escarole. And then I've got some chicken and apple sausage just to add some heartiness to the dish and protein. And then I've got some Parmigiano Reggiano, salt and pepper, and garlic, of course. I have 2 cans of beans, and I have the kale chopped, the sausage chopped. I have my garlic right here ready to go. And now I'm going to start cooking. I'm just going to add some oil to the pan and start with the sausage. Just wanted to give you a peek at the weather here while the soup is cooking. Still snowy. It snowed some more today. This is a week later. We have quite a bit of accumulation going on. What do you think, Cricket? Here's an update on the natural nail experiment. I'm still using Formula 2 of the nail teaks along with the manicurist polish, and my nails are doing really well. They are still weak, so as they grow, the tips have been breaking off. So what I've learned is to file them and to keep them short. That reduces the risk of a break. One thing that I read that's supposed to help reduce the number of breaks is if you polish the tip of your nail and then underneath your nail, it'll reduce the chance of breakage by almost up to 50%, was the stat that I saw. And so that's pretty promising. The other thing I've been doing is I've been adding cuticle oil, and I need to make sure I keep doing that because my cuticles are really dry. It's super cold here, super dry right now. So yeah, that's it. So I'm giving you a shot of my nails here. You can see they're not long, but they are natural, which is a good start. So they're like sport manicure length, very short. And I've tried putting color on as well, but I think that draws more attention to how short they are. And I think just having them clear for now is working for me. I'm willing to keep going on this nail experiment journey of natural nails, and I'll keep you posted every so often. Let me know if you're trying to grow out your nails as well. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, so our soup is done. So I'm going to turn off the heat and let it cool off for a moment, and then I will bowl some up and take a bite and give you the report on how good it is. All right, I'm gonna try the soup. It's yummy. Let me know if you try it. Today is part 2 of Makeup Declutter. And last week we started with all of my lip products, and today we're going to look at all of the different face products that I have in the categories of foundation, skin tints, and BB creams. So when I'm looking at them, I'm going to use 3 main criteria to determine whether or not I'm going to keep them, give them away, or get rid of them altogether. So those criteria are, is it old? Is it expired? If it's icky, it also needs to go. The second criteria is it a good skin tone match for me? The third criteria is, do I like wearing it? How does it make my skin feel? Do I feel like it wears well? So those are the things I'm going to look at. Let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is divide all of these products to the proper categories. Okay, so I've divided everything into foundations, CC creams, and BB creams up here. These are BB creams. And then I have all the CC creams up here. And then I have all my skin tints over here. So I'm going to do one category at a time. I'm going to start with the BB creams. And I'm going to start with this Kiehl's. It looks pretty dirty, so I'm going to clean that up. This is a sunscreen BB cream, SPF 50, which seems like a nice SPF strength, but ooh, that's not good. Let me just shake it and see how it looks. I don't remember wearing this or when I used it last. And this says it's only good for 12 months. So I have a feeling this is pretty darn old. Probably a couple of years old. So, and it looks pretty dark for me too. So I'm going to get rid of this one. Maybe I can give it to somebody. I think it's too old. I'm just actually I'm gonna toss it. I give somebody else my problem. All right, now we've got gel. It might not be too bad. I don't usually use BB creams, so I think I'm going to give this one away. Okay, now let's see. I've got my foundations. Ah! So let's see what we've got. This is brand new, so I know it's good. Let's just check the tint on it. Ooh, my goodness. It looks a little bit dark, but I have a lighter shade of it.
that I can blend it with. I love this foundation actually. It's very thin. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that. Definitely keeping that one. That's Clodippo Beauty Foundation Radiant Cream, they call it. This is a messy project so far. Okay, House Labs. I haven't really given this one much of a try. Let's see. Not bad. I'm gonna keep this. Shiseido. I bought that last year. I really like this one, as I recall. I haven't been wearing it recently. Kind of got away from wearing foundations and more into skin tints lately. I'm gonna keep this one. L'Oreal Infallible. Now this one might be too light. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Nope, that's good. Keep this one. One of my favorites, Giorgio or Armani. And this is Luminous Silk 3.5. I love this one. It's beautiful. Love, love, love. Yes, keep. And then I've got L'Oreal True Match. Ooh, this is looking pretty gloopy. Sadly, I think I should get rid of this one. It looks too old. Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation with Sunscreen. Honey Rose 65 L'Oreal. It's got sunscreen 50. Although I would always put on a sunscreen as well as a foundation. This one might be too dark on me. Let's see. It's really hard to see in here. Seems like a good color match. I'll keep this one. So I have two L'Oreal. I've got my YSL All Hours Foundation with Broadband SPF 30 Luminous Matte Foundation up to 24-hour wear. This is fairly new. Bought it last year. Let's see if it's too light. This one's pretty good too. I'm going to keep that. And then we've got NARS. Now, the sad thing about NARS, I really love NARS makeup, but look, it's separating. I don't know if you can see that. Shaking it. What I should do is remember that I'm doing this now, and anything that's still around next year has got to go. Ugh. This is Huda Beauty. I think it's a little too green on me, actually. So I'm going to pass that on to somebody else. And then, so that's all my foundations. So I got rid of several. I'm passing some on. Okay, next. CC creams. So I've got a lot of the same one. So this should be pretty easy. They're pretty much all the same, I think, tint, medium. What's this? Light, cool, light, medium. Oh, they're all different. Okay. And then we've got CC cream. We've got CC cream fair. We've got CC cream light, medium. This is unknown. I don't know what this is, what color it is. And this is light. Okay. So let's try this one first. This one is most likely, this is fair beige. We'll start with this fair beige color. I think it's too light, so I'm going to give this one to my daughter. I've got this one, which is light medium. Which looks pretty warm. I don't know. Got that one. I'll keep it for now. Okay, and we've got CC Natural Matte Light Medium. This is probably my favorite of these that I like. I'll keep it. Okay, this is, what is this? This is also light medium. Is this light medium? Yeah, these are the same. So they should both match. This is medium, and I used almost all of this one up, so that's a good sign that it was a good match. To give it the smell test. Okay. These look like samples, so I'm going to send those to my daughters. I don't need that. Taking up space. Okay, now we're getting into my territory. These are the ones that I really like the most. So I've got Victoria Beckham. I just got this. I know it's wonderful. Keep Summer Fridays. I haven't tried this one. It's new, so I want to play with it and see how it works. These go on super sheer, which I love. They just kind of even out my skin tone. So this is, what color is it? 2.5. So I'm going to keep that. This is Milk Hydration. I think I've used this as well. This is fairly new. I don't like it. It's kind of got a weird texture. Maybe I should give it a little bit of a chance. This one I love, this Yves Saint Laurent. It's one of my favorites, so I'm keeping that. I know it works. Chantecaille. This is also really nice. Very sheer makeup. Extremely sheer. Great. It's like putting on skincare. And then I have these. This is, I've talked about this before. This is probably my go-to. My OG Fairweather Friend Bestie tint. And I use it all year round. It's unisex, healthy, glow, all year hydrating summer tint moisturizer. I love this. I just need to determine which one to keep because I can't have had these all for less than a year. This one feels a little bit empty. This one feels brand new. So I'll keep both of these and toss this one. And then finally, last is this Estee Lauder. And you can see how it is separating. And I know this has been around for several years, so I hate to get rid of it because I do like Estee Lauder makeup, but it's too old. I should not be using it. So I'm going to get rid of it. Okay. And this is something that was sent to me. I'm not really sure what it is. And it still hasn't been opened. So I'm just going to give that to my daughters. All right. We have gotten through that part of it. So let me just show you. I was able to get rid of this mini foundations, BB creams, CC creams, plus I'm getting rid of or giving. Okay. Here's what I'm. Here's everything I'm keeping. A lot more spacious. So I'm going to close out here. This month really brought to mind that clarity doesn't always come from doing more or pushing harder. Sometimes it's just a matter of kicking back and reflecting on what's important, what's working, what's not working, what do we want to leave behind. And so February, I feel, is a little gentler when it comes to setting and resetting for the month. So in comparison to the beginning of the year when we're really pushing harder. So if you're like me, and if you're also thinking about your money, your routines, maybe even how you feel in your body, you're not behind. It's not too late to set intentions at any point in the month, whatever month that you're in when you're watching this. There is a guide, don't forget, below that I made for you guys to reflect on where you're at. It's something you can use in your own way and at your own pace. There's no pressure or anything, just a place to think. And I'll see you next week. So until then, take care, be kind to your future self, and have a lovely life. Bye.